Hello crafty friends, this is the Papered Chef here. In today's video, I'd like to share 20 different projects you can create using the Winter Gifts Paper Pumpkin Kit, November 2019. Now I actually have about 40 projects to show you, but they fall into about 20 different categories or different types of projects you can create. Now the kit itself is awesome and it's still on sale, but only Paper Pumpkin subscribers can purchase past kits. So if you're not a subscriber, there'll be a link here on how to become a subscriber. Each month I show alternate projects you can do. Now this month's kit, Winter Gifts, was a tag kit. And I'll show you the tags I created, which were sort of typical of the way that the kit came. But then I also created many cards and 3D items and bookmarks as well. All right, so I'm going to start and end with my favorite cards. So this is a card that I created using the products from last month's kit, the October kit, which was called Winter Wishes. Winter Wishes kit, which I also did a video on, came with these beautiful card bases and these beautiful trees. And it came with, and these little poppy parade, that's one of the coordinating colors. Oh, by the way, I should mention the coordinating colors of this month's kit, which are Shaded Spruce, Pool Party, and Poppy Parade, Whisper White, and last month, Night of Navy. So therefore, I coordinated both kits together. Now, this tree background, these birds and this tree came from last month's kit. So what I did is I turned it into an easel card. Okay, an easel card is very easy to make. I've taught how to make these before on this channel and in my courses, and it's just a card that stands up. But when you lay it flat, it's just a standard card and it fits in an envelope. And I'm using the envelopes that came with last month's kit with this nice silver foil. I used a couple faceted gemstones and I used a deer from this month's kit. You're going to see this deer a lot more and how I also extended it and created extra deer. Last month I showed how to create extra cardinals using the ScanNCut. And this month I showed how to make extra deer using the ScanNCut. Okay, lastly these little embellishments down here are from this month's kit, and then these little sequins as well. But this little tape here is from the Let It Snow embellishment kit that came with this beautiful snow washi tape. Okay, so I like that easel card, and I like how they, it becomes like a little work of art, how you can stand it up. Now I just want to, after I show you that card, I just wanted to show you some sort of typical tags that you can make with the kit. There's nothing wrong with the kit. You don't need to do alternate projects. It's so much fun. It's great the way it comes. At the end of this video, I'll do an unboxing with my friend Melissa, and she'll show you what a full kit looks like when we open her kit. Now, these are just tags that you can make straight out of the box, except I did use the Season's Greetings from, just this word, season, just these sentiments, Season's Greetings from Winter Wishes last month. But everything else here, except for that sentiment on this tag and this tag, and maybe some extra cardstock, are all from this month's kit. So for example, there were a bunch of sleighs. Just let me show you. This is like one of the sleighs that you can punch out, and I just love it. So I'm thinking, I saved a couple because I'm thinking I could put little piggies on them, or some moose, or some, I don't know, I could put some things riding the sleigh. So I just saved a couple sleigh. I didn't even use all my materials. But here's one I took it and I just added just a piece of the silver twine that came with it, the Season's Greetings from last month, stamped in Shaded Spruce, added some little sequins. And let's see, I did put to and from. A to and from was one of the stamps that came in the kit this month. And see, I have lots of little sequins falling off all over the place. I try to put things in groups of 3 or 6, some odd numbers for my sequins, but as you can see, I just found one on the table. Okay, Love and Joy stamped in Shaded Spruce. Now, every month you get the one Stampin' spot, but then you can use your other inks to coordinate as well. I layered this snowflake using some Stampin' Dimensionals and more sequins falling off. How fun is this? Okay, here's a little tree. I stamped the background in these little snowflakes. I stamped those in Night of Navy. And I put some of these little cardinals from last month onto the tree. Last month's kit. This month's kit had this big cardinal. You're going to get to see what I did with that in just a second. More than just using it for tags, I put these little cardinals on jars. Okay, here's where I just took some of my own cardstock, Poppy Parade, and some Designer Series paper, Perfectly Plaid Designer Series paper, which had the shaded spruce color, and I just made my own tag or bookmark. Let me focus that a little better. Okay, so that's just another way to extend your materials and create extra tags. And I used the little cardinals from last month. And then finally a gift for you, and just added some extra linen thread. Okay, so these are just your typical tags that you can make from the kit. But as you can see, each time I did just a little bit different than the previous. No two tags or no two bookmarks are ever exactly alike. All right, so let's move on to the jars I mentioned. So I said I'm going to show you some 3D items. Okay, I'm going to show you these jars. So I'm going with this gold theme where I took some tinsel from the Most Wonderful Time product medley. It's a product medley we have, and I love the little gold tinsel trim. And the reason I was using some gold trim is because inside the jars, well, I don't have to open them, there is almond roca. And almond roca is like a little piece of heaven. So it already had they look like gold nuggets already, and they fit in these little jars. So that's why I put the cardinal, I turned the cardinals into stickers, and I then put them onto the jar, and I added Season's Greetings, and I added the little star from the Most Wonderful Time, and just some tinsel. Okay, so simple to just do that with your Paper Pumpkin Kit embellishments. This kit came with so many extra embellishments. I'm not sure if I showed you this tag yet. This is another one there. So let's stop now, and I'll show you a few of my cards. Not stop, we're not stopping. Let me just show you a few of my cards. My cards, aside from the easel card, they fall into several categories. I'm not even going to try to count. This category of cards are ones that I used this mosaic tile embossing folder. Stampin' Up! Has amazing 3D, really thick embossing folders. They're so thick you can't use two plates when you run them through the Big Shot. Okay, now these do deep embossing, and this mosaic one came out really nice. So I used some coordinating colors, the Night of Navy for this one, and then I used Delicata ink. Let me just do one at a time. And you can see how it has the gold shimmer on the tiles. I sponge colored the tiles of this embossing folder. The background of this card is a crumb cake background. The embellishments are all except for the little stars from Most Wonderful Time product medley, and the little birds are from last month's kit, Winter Wishes. But this rest is from Winter Gifts. The sequins, the Love and Joy is from this month's kit. And so are the trees. They came with lots of trees, and I was able to use them for many of the projects. Okay, so that's a crumb cake background on this card. Okay, now this time I took that same mosaic tile embossing folder and one of the silver deer, and I added white. I took some white Stampin' Whisper White ink, and I sponged it onto the tiles to make it look more like a snow scene. And then these little pines and snowflakes and sequins, all from this month's kit. Okay. Only subscribers can purchase this month's kit. I hope it's still available for by the time you watch this video. Here's when I started extending the kit. I'm using the mosaic tiles again, the embossing folder, as I told you, these 3 cards, and I did the gold this time. I usually ink up embossing folders, and this time I inked it up with that Delicata gold ink again. But I did something to this deer, and what I did is I took I'm just gonna have to show you this visually because you're gonna see so many gold deer, and you're gonna say, but gold deer, Paper Chef, they didn't come in the kit. Only silver deer came in the kit. So if you're a Paper Pumpkin subscriber and you're shaking your head, or scratching your head, not shaking your head. I hope you're not shaking your head. But if you are scratching your head wondering how I got these gold deer, I need to give you a visual example of how I did this. And I also did a whole tutorial on YouTube. I took the stencil that came from the Paper Pumpkin kit. So it's gold, it's silver. And I glued it down. I glued it, or I didn't glue it all the way. I just I adhered it to a black piece of cardstock, and I scanned it in to my brother's ScanNCut. And then I was able to cut out deer in gold. Okay, I was able to then create a stencil, which is actually what the tutorial is about. I was able to create a stencil in Mylar. Mylar is reusable and you can use it for sponge coloring. Okay, so let me just go ahead and show you that while I'm talking about it. So for this category of projects, this is just me sponge coloring. I'm using the deer stencil. You can do this with the stencil that came in the kit. You can do what I'm showing you with this stencil here. You can sponge color already. You don't need a ScanNCut. You already have a stencil in your kit. Just don't throw out your stencils when you get these paper pumpkin kits. Now I'm just using these for little note cards. I use some stickers left over from my Countdown to Christmas project kits, which are like advent calendars. We made loads of them this season. Here's one. I had messed up the sponging, so I just added a silver deer to the top of that card. These are simple little cards I put in with care packages to say thank you to my channel supporters or my customers or my team members when I give them a care package. Or if I give them another card, I would put the note on a card like this, my handwritten note, but then I would give them, a different kind of card that maybe one of the cards from this video. Maybe I'll give that to a Paper Pumpkin subscriber or something, and I would write the little note on these cards. So that's what those are for. Okay, now this is a project I just love. It's called Stamping onto Wood, and I took that same stencil, which you can again use your kit and stamp onto wood, and you're just sponge coloring. You're using the sponge. You get a piece of wood and you sponge color onto it, and now you have another ornament. So aside from all the tags I've been showing you. Okay, now I'm going to show you another type of card, meaning another category of card, and this category of card uses a different embossing folder. These cards are going to that I'm about to show you are using the Brick and Mortar 3D embossing folder. Another fantastic deep embossing folder by Stampin' Up. Okay, so it just takes your cards to a whole new level when you emboss the backgrounds of them. Here's a square card using one of the deer I cut out with the ScanNCut, some stars from Most Wonderful Time, and some little stickers left over from my Countdown to Christmas project kit, and Love and Joy is stamped out of this month's Winter Wishes kit. Okay, again, I'm sorry, Winter Gifts. This month's called Winter Gifts. This sentiment here is from Winter Wishes last month. I love this card because of all the sparkle. The way I obtained all the sparkle, and the reason this one has much more sparkle, is I accidentally opened my Wink of Stella, my new Wink of Stella, which is a glitter brush, and it spilled all over this tree. And that's why I had to put the sentiment right where it is, because underneath there's a blob of glitter, and this one doesn't have as much glitter. I embossed the little star from the Most Wonderful Time product medley. I got the snowflake, the sequins, and everything else from this month's kit. Okay, again, the cardinals from this month's kit. This again is that Brick and Mortar embossing folder. Oh, by the way, that one had gold Delicata ink on the back of that Poppy Parade embossing folder. This one's Shaded Spruce embossing folder. Now look at the difference when you take Shaded Spruce and you emboss it the same way with the same Brick and Mortar embossing folder, but I put gold ink on this one, Delicata ink, and I put white ink on this one. So there's just a major difference in how you ink, the kind of feel you're going to get with that, the look and feel. So the Season's Greetings again from last month's kit. Okay, Peace is from this month's kit. And I decorate the envelopes. As you can see, these are Whisper White envelopes, medium envelopes they're called in our catalog. They're great for stamping onto. And lastly, I did one in Night of Navy with a crumb cake background. And this one is using that last month's sentiment, Winter Wishes, with the little birds, and this month's snowflakes. Just amazing amount of things you can make with one kit. Okay, now I'm going to show you some more deer projects. Again, I took the silver deer, I scanned them in, I made lots of gold deer, and then I made some tags and bookmarks. This is using the Perfectly Plaid paper, the Perfectly Plaid Designer Series paper, and the Winter Wishes sentiments from last month's kit, Season's Greetings from last month, and crumb cake backgrounds. These are nice tags that you can put, or bookmarks. And this one I'm probably going to replace the ribbon. I got this ribbon from the Christmas Time is Here product medley, but this one I had to cut off because I messed it up, so I need to make the string a little bit longer if it's going to be a bookmark. Here's when you can just take a tag and put it straight on a card. No other layers needed because the tag itself looks layered. It's really not. I just adhered the tag right to the card. Very simple. And just added that deer sticker. a little bit of pine embellishments. There were loads of pine embellishments, which you'll get to see in the unboxing. Okay, and just so much fun making these. Okay, so now I'm going to show you a couple more 3D items, and then I'm going to get back to showing you some more cards. And yes, there's way more than 20 projects, but I like to come up with a number. 20 projects, that's what I came up with for the title of this video. I know there's a lot more than 20 projects. All right, so let's say I'm going to call these tag treats. You've seen me make tag treats if you follow my channel. To create these tag treats, let me find a blank tag just to give you a visual. Okay, so the kit came with 4 kinds of tags. These 2 were perfect for making tag treats. You take a tag like this is your tag, and you score it. And you just score it like down here, 3/4 of an inch. And you take 2 of them, and you just score them at 3/4 of an inch, and you glue the bottoms together. That's the first step. And this one, I think I did something to the back. And then you take some extra cardstock or whatever you have, some extra little. I just had some wood texture paper from last month, and I had just some poppy braid leftover cardstock from this month, and I made little tiny enclosures to make it into a box on the inside, so that way the chocolate doesn't fall out. And you're asking, what chocolate? Well, I have to show you what's inside. So these are perfect for a Ghirardelli chocolate because they're so wide. So we have a pumpkin spice caramel, and we have a Ghirardelli milk chocolate caramel. Okay, little pieces of heaven, and you put them in your little tag treats. Okay, so that's another project for you. All right, so now I'm going to show you, before I get back into more 3D items, I will show you some note cards. And I'm going to get these other ones ready, my favorite ones. Okay, so these are my little mini note cards. So when I saw this little tag, that was just shaped like a little piece of pool party cardstock, I was like, oh, I could stamp on that and make some snow. So what I did is I stamped in Night of Navy all these little tiny snowflakes. And then I used the cardinal from this month's kit. I stamped the Love and Joy in Shaded Spruce, and I used the little pine tree embellishments. I'm using just Whisper White note cards that I got from the Memories and More card pack by Stampin' Up. Here's one using the same concept. I just used a deer instead of a cardinal as the embellishment. And again, note cards are just so much fun to put inside care packages. When you write someone a personalized note. Okay, and there's another one with a cardinal. And then here's the way I decorate the envelopes. I've decorated a couple, just, putting peace on those. All right, now I'm going to show you another category of projects. So there's 3 projects I'm going to show you, but they fall into the category of more tag treats. But this time, I created these tag treats. This was the first thing I did when I got the kit, is I created these tag treats. And I used the delightfully detailed, or something like that, tag topper punch. Delightfully detailed tag topper punch. So I used a piece of Shaded Spruce for this one, a piece of Night of Navy for this one, and a piece of Poppy Braid cardstock for this one. Okay, so of my 3D projects, these are my favorite because I love making tag treats, and I love how they come out. And so I did the piece, and I did the coordination, and I put the little bird on there. And for the snowflakes, I used Whisper White to stamp the snowflakes because the background was dark, so I used white for the snowflakes. Then I did the Let It Snow with more birds. And I used this ribbon both of these types of ribbon, the silver twine and the Shaded Spruce ribbon come in the kit. And then I did one in Poppy Braid with the snowflakes. So because these are my favorite 3D projects, I'm going to give you a little bit closer look here so you can see the detail that you can put on your tag treat. And what's inside, let's see what's inside. Oh, and I just added the little bit of cardstock around the sides to keep the chocolate from falling out. And we have Dove chocolates inside is what we have. Okay, little Dove chocolate. 2 Dove chocolate fit inside each tag treat. They do hang out the side a little bit. Okay, so we'll give you a little closer look at this one with the snowflakes and the Let It Snow, and a little closer look at the piece. I love this peace stamp. It just says it all, peace, and you can just, it's just so stark and nice, and it's just a nice stamp. All our stamps in the Paper Pumpkin kits are of high quality. All right, the last category and the last two cards I have to show you, my favorite being the last, are made with this embossing folder. This embossing folder is called Hammered Metal Embossing Folder. I'm going to show you one that I did when you embossed, or it's called debossing, and you emboss down into something, and one where you do the embossing. All right, so let me explain. When you have a Stampin' Up, when you have the Stampin' Up logo, it's sticking up, and you put this, and you want to emboss something, and you want it to be debossed, like this is debossed, and you're embossing down into the scene, you would put it down, facing down inside the folder. Okay? And so, and the opposite happens when you put it face up in the folder, you get it embossed where it pops open, it pops up. All right, so here's how I did this. And I love how it came out. These are my two favorite cards because, well, my easel card is my second favorite card, but the last card I'm going to show you is my favorite card. This card I made I took a piece of shaded spruce, a square. I took the cardinal and I made a sticker out of the cardinal from the kit, this month's kit, and I just stuck it to the shaded spruce. And that's all I did. And then I embossed that square with the cardinal on it. And then after it was done being embossed, or actually debossed in this case, I took it out and I added the sentiment piece, a few little snowflakes from last month's Winter Wishes kit, and this one's from the Winter Gifts this month, this little snowflake. This is the easiest, simplest card to make, but because of all the hammered metal embossing folder, it makes the details really pop. And my favorite card of all was kind of a happy accident, or a really happy surprise for me about how this came out. I had this vision in my head of how to do this, but I didn't know how good it was going to look until it was done. So I'm thinking, okay, I have these metallic deer. And then I was like, I have this hammered metal embossing folder. So I'm like, I wonder how the deer would look embossed with the hammered metal, because they are, after all, foiled, right? So I cut this one out of my ScanNCut, and this one came in the kit. So I mirrored them. I cut this one out of gold foil cardstock, and I mirrored them, and I just stuck them onto a piece of Poppy Parade cardstock. I stamped right onto the cardstock, love and joy and peace, and in retrospect, that would have been better maybe stamped in white ink for contrast, but it looked even better when it was flat, so real easy to read. Then I took the entire front of this card and ran it through face up where it's Stampin' Up is on there. So I put it face up and through the embossing folder, and this is how it came out. And I'm like, wow. Like, I was really expecting these to be like looking really embossed, but then the whole thing just came out really nice to me. So that became my favorite of the alternate projects, and I ran out of deer at that point, and I didn't have any more silver deer. And so I would have made more of those, but maybe I'm going to try stamping in different colors. So that's all I have for this section of the video. And now we're going to show you an unboxing, and there'll be links on how to subscribe to Paper Pumpkin if you're interested, and lots of perks and benefits of subscribing. But the first perk and benefit is definitely just getting a crafty surprise in the mail each month. And you never know what you're going to get. And then just having that crafting mojo and the inspiration come through. So now you'll get to see what's in the kit, and you'll get to see what a good value that the subscription is. And also we have what's called prepaid subscriptions on my website, which will all be linked in the description of this video. So thank you for now. See you in the next part. Now that you've had a chance to see what kind of projects you can create with the Winter Gifts Paper Pumpkin Kit, I'm going to have my friend Melissa unbox a full Paper Pumpkin Kit so you can see what's inside. Now this is last month's kit, and as you can see, many of the projects we created coordinated with the October Winter Woods kit. The first time you subscribe to Paper Pumpkin, you get a stamping block. From then on, you can use the stamping block for every one of your future kits. Okay, Melissa, go ahead and open your Paper Pumpkin kit. Let's see what's inside. Okay, you have a Stampin' Spot. It is shaded spruce, one of the coordinating colors, and a stamp set. Okay, I'm going to hold that up. Peace, love, and joy, to from, a gift for you, let it snow, made with love, some holly and some snowflakes. Okay, so every Paper Pumpkin Kit comes with at least one stamp set. Now she's going to open the embellishments and the other items. All right, so we have some little sequins, some shiny sequins. Okay, let's see what's in this bag. Can you open what's in that bag? Sure. Okay, there's some shaded spruce ribbon and some silver twine. Okay, some little dots. Yep, okay, little dimensionals, mini dimensionals. That's a lot of dimensionals this month, which is good because that's good for making a lot of tags. And I see that the sequins have two colors, silver and the white sequins. Okay, so now she's opening the die cut. So go ahead and see how many sheets of each. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. You can make 6 of that style of tag. And so there's nice wood.
And then there's this
pool party and the sleighs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sleighs. Nice wooden sleighs. And how many trees? And okay, 6 trees. Awesome. Okay, these are stickers or punch outs. Punch outs. Okay, so big snowflakes. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Lots of big snowflakes.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 snowflakes. And this is just an idea because every month that you get a crafty surprise in the mail that you don't know what's going to be in it. But there's a lot of snowflakes. 15 snowflakes of that style. And then we have these are poppy braid tags. We punch out. Awesome. And there's 6 of those style. Okay, more little circles. Poppy braid. Okay, this is one of the coordinating colors is pool party, so these are pool party squares, and they are nice for cards as well because they're nice rectangles, right? Well, let's see what those are.
What are these?
Okay. Good. I was using these on the projects throughout, so these are those little.
Do they come?
Yeah, punch one of those out, please.
Oh, okay. Delicate.
Yep, delicate. So these are little sprigs, and they are shaded spruce. So lots of little embellishments to glue on. And then there's a whole page of these white punch outs to stamp the sentiments onto. Okay, I use lots of these in my projects. So these are little holly leaves.
Birds.
Okay, good. We got the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 beautiful die cut cardinals. And these are great. These are the ones I did a tutorial on a few days ago on how to create stencils using these silver deer. So there's 6 silver deer, and then a nice cardboard backing and a set of instructions. Okay, so that's just one paper pumpkin kit. And this is about the amount of stuff that comes in all of your paper pumpkin kits. So next month it's going to be something for all occasions. So you're going to be able to make 12 cards. So that's all we know. We don't know what the kit will look like yet. Hey, we have a little guest in our video. Kitty's in the video. All right. Well, thank you for watching. This is the Paper Chef. If you're new here, please subscribe. And speaking of subscribing, Paper Pumpkin for my US customers is only $22 a month, including shipping. You can save by buying a prepaid subscription. So please check out the link in the description for more information on how to become a Paper Pumpkin customer. Thank you.